Now, this is a major scientific center in Iran. All the scientific work and research conducted on plants and species are all performed here in this very center.
The main objectives of National Botanical Gardens are ecological studies and investigation on plant behavior, conservation of endangered species, and education and promote environmental awareness.
The National Botanical Garden is planned to be the main center for horticulture and plant taxonomy in the country. The Research Institute of Forests and Rangelands, RIFR, has been leading the entire research project on Iran's natural resources for 45 years. It's conducted more than 2,800 projects so far. Now here's another section of Iran's National Botanical Garden. This functions as a kind of reservoir or a bank. Now, some of the plant species and herbs look exactly similar in size, shape, and color, so they have to use these binoculars here to see the details and try to be identified between them. Around 150,000 specimens are being preserved in the Institute's herbarium.
نمونه رو وقتی جمع‌آوریش کردیم در داخل این کاغذ می‌ذاریمش. کل اطلاعاتی که مربوط به این نمونه هست و در داخل دفتر یادداشت صحرایی نوشته میشه.
After data is recorded, the samples are put between sheets of paper. Next, cardboard sheets are placed on both sides and pressure is applied to take away the plant's water so it could be preserved for a long time. There are 8,000 plant species in Iran, with 2,000 of them being medicinal herbs.
In our institute, they work for medicinal plant for collection, identification, and extraction to analyze the components in plant.
Now, laboratory tests are conducted on aromatic plants and flowers like these, and then the results are reflected in books and journals that you see here, and then exchanged with other parts of the world. The country's highly varied climatic conditions have provided the chance for a wide range of plant species to thrive. The garden was founded in 1968. It stretches over an area of 150 hectares on the sides of Tehran-Karaj highway. There are 25 plant collections with 4,000 exotic and native species here. In this lab, specimens are collected and cultivated in sterile conditions. Among other activities of this center is conducting experiments on various species of cactus.
If the technique is successful, we recommend for long-term conservation of different species of this plant.
Dr. Panahi joined us to show us around the botanical garden.
This collection is a model of Hyrcanian forest in the north of Iran.
Climate conditions are totally different in north of Iran. So how do trees and plants thrive here?
There is a river with 1 kilometer long has been constructed here from the north of garden to Caspian Lake.
Well, there are botanical gardens across the world with their own special features and peculiarities. Here's a typical Mediterranean rock garden set up here 42 years ago. Here's another addition to the botanical garden, a typical Japanese garden.
In National Botanical Garden of Iran, we have about 43 exotic species that were transferred from London's Kew Gardens and the European garden about 43 years ago. This tree is one of them. This tree is a Cedrus libanis argentea that is very unique in Iran and that was planted 43 years ago.
And the institute continues to be the hub of botanical studies and research in Iran. Behrouz Najafi for Iran.